this is a question about people who have been paralyzed or crippled, bedridden, whether there are ways to take some load off the liver, because obviously when one cannot move the body's ability to rid itself of toxins and waste products is diminished, and the liver tends to be the organ that accumulates toxins and waste matter, often producing intrahepatic gallstones, which is the liver's way to trap or hold on to toxins and waste products in order to keep the rest of the body from being damaged by them. The issue is obviously difficult in this case, but there are some methods or approaches that can take the toxic load off the liver, and these obviously include a diet that is not contaminating the body, so using organic foods and drinking enough water, which is absolutely important in all ways of detoxifying the body. So the foods that are best avoided and that are difficult for any person who is paralyzed is food like meat products, very hard to digest for people who are paralyzed, chicken, fish, any high protein foods, and foods that are processed, refined, that have diminished nutritious value. So I would go on a vegan-vegetarian diet in order to minimize the toxic load on the liver. Eating healthy fats that have not been processed, refined, that are whole, like olive oil, expeller pressed oils, natural oils that have not been heated. Canola oil is an unnatural, genetically modified oil that should be avoided. Eating healthy salts, so that these are not refined salts, these are natural sea salts or rock salts, like Himalayan rock salt, or salt from Utah mountains, beautiful real salts. There's a name for it, real salt, but any natural sea salt that doesn't come from an area of contamination of the sea. That these are very, very good salts, and they help with the detoxification of the liver as well. Many people reduce salts because regular salts are toxic. They change the blood pressure. They should definitely be avoided. They're very, very harmful for the liver. Then anything that can support the liver directly, like the liver herbs, the tea that I mentioned in my book, The Amazing Liver and Gallbladder Flush, that is something that helps with gentle liver detoxification and allowing the liver to remove toxins. Obviously, the tea cannot remove the intrahepatic gallstones that impact the liver bile ducts, and paralyzed people may not be able to do liver flushes. So in that regard, there is some limit to as much a person can do, but again, one can regulate the functions in the liver by reducing the amount of toxic foods or harmful foods. Also, I would suggest if possible, to do either enemas, ideally, however, doing a colonic irrigation or colimas, to also reduce the load of toxins that may come from the large intestine, because if waste matter is sitting in the large intestine for too long, a lot of toxins are generated by bacteria that decompose the undigested foods sitting there for too long, and these toxins, they end up going into the liver and then again overtaxing the liver. So natural ways, whatever works. I've written a book called Timeless Secrets of Health and Rejuvenation, and most of the things mentioned there apply to people who are paralyzed just as much to a person who isn't paralyzed, such as sleeping regular hours, making sure you go to bed before 10 o'clock. This helps the liver to remain strong, because the liver works mostly during the night time more than any other time in a 24-hour cycle. So between 10 and 2, that's where the liver requires the most blood it can you get in order to remove toxins from the bloodstream. And when you sleep during this time, the liver is able to get that blood from the back of the brain, the digestive system, and the rest of the tissues in the body, such as muscle tissue. And this allows the liver to directly work with the blood, to filter the blood, remove contaminants, so that the next day you have a cleaner blood, and you have a better chance of transporting nutrients to the cells in the body, which is diminished when the blood is toxic or has more waste products in it, because the liver wasn't able to remove that during the night time. So this is very important. Also, staying or going out in the sun, having someone to take you into the sun, taking the shirt off, very important for people who are paralyzed, in order to keep the immune system as strong as possible, so that enough vitamin D can also help with the cardiovascular functions and the nutrient uptake, particularly minerals, from the food that the person is eating. So vitamin D is absolutely essential. Unfortunately, many paralyzed individuals are indoors. They don't go out, they don't sit in the sun, they don't sunbathe. And this is very detrimental, and it prevents the recovery or more speedy recovery from paralysis. I don't believe that paralysis is permanent. In many cases, paralysis has been reversed, and people have completely regained the functions of their limbs, even though the medical profession and doctors have told them that they would never regain functions of their body. So there are examples that paralysis is reversible, and this should be an incentive, an inspiration for others who are also paralyzed to follow suit and do their best to regain the functions. And the nature around us has very powerful benefits if we use it to our advantage. Sunlight, good fresh air, good drinking water, proper hydration, drinking 6 to 8 glasses of water a day, and eating healthy, nourishing food. This goes a long way to strengthen the body and allow the body to repair itself from any damage that may have occurred as a result of paralysis, so that the body can regain strength and start healing itself. Thank you.